I just wanted to talk real quick about Solar. That's Solar. That's my pigeon baby. Here's my pigeon wife. Here's Remy. Right. Now, real quick, I know I've talked about this. It's sort of boring, but I held Solar as an egg, and Remy sat on it. So it takes two pigeons to hatch an egg. So she doesn't have a husband. She has always been obsessed with me. She is not interested in male pigeons. So Chip laid an egg. She laid it on a metal surface. She wasn't going to be able to nest it. That just wasn't going to work. So, she couldn't brood get broody on the egg. Um, it's a metal surface. It was not on a nest. So I gave it to Remy, and of course Remy sat on it. So this is Solar. So what I wanted to say is I have been saying since Solar was born that Solar is female. I've been referring to her as a female, and I want to just make my prediction right now. We won't know for about another 3 or 4 months, probably, but another 4 months. At about 7 months, um, a pigeon will lay an egg. Okay, if it's a female. So my prediction is Solar will not lay an egg. That Solar is male. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, the way that he is, I just don't think Solar is a female. There's no fucking way. So this is a male animal. That's what I think. But it could be a butchy female. I don't know. That was Optimus. Now I'm making another prediction about Optimus. Optimus is Casper and Chip's kid. Okay? This is not Casper and Chip's kid. This came from Casper and Chip. It's Casper and Chip's DNA, but me and Remy have raised it. That's Solar. I'm saying Solar's a male. I think Optimus is a female. That's my prediction. You know. By the way, this is one of this guy is just a nut. I love the shit out of him. I do. I love Solar so much. With the day that he was born, I was a nervous wreck. Hatched. The day he was hatched, I was a nervous wreck. Watching Remy deal with Solar was like this. You could fit Solar in a teaspoon. You know, it's fucking insanity. You know, as the solar eclipse is happening over the eastern United States, the whole day was fucking weird. You know, watching solar come out and you know it was amazing. I understand what like how guys are now that have babies. You get your wife pregnant and everything. I understand. I probably know it. I probably understand it a lot better because I actually had a part of like incubating solar where you, the dude that has the kid or kids, you didn't do fucking anything, okay? Your wife carried the baby. This is a fact, and you didn't do shit. And she knows it. And that's just how it is. Now I actually did something. I held Solarton. That's Solar's name on the birth certificate is Solarton Caine. So I do understand what it's like to have a kid more than most guys would understand, you know. Or I understand more what it's like to be a mother, you know. I played a part in the birthing of Solarton. It's the truth. I'm a Renaissance man. What do you want me to say? It's the truth. Everybody left me to go eat. It's time for the evening snack. That's my prediction. Solarton Caine. That's actually Solar's real name. It's Solarton Caine. That's Solarton's middle name is Solarton, but Solar's first name is Solar, but I call him Solarton a lot, or Solar. But he's a male. He's definitely a male. Optimus is a female. And also, my prediction is that Solarton will try and have sex with his biological sister. Who wouldn't? Optimus is good looking. What are you gonna do? It's the only game in town. You know? If you were on an island, right? Say you were put on an island and you're a boy and you're put on an island with a girl, like the Blue Lagoon, right? And your sister was sort of hot, but you didn't know that she was your sister, you'd probably try and do it. You would. You wouldn't try and do it, you would do it. That's what they did on the Blue Lagoon. Weren't they brother and sister? Or cousins? What's it fucking matter? They're related. It's pretty sick, really. I can deal with that easier knowing that they're pigeons. If I had kids, male and female, and I caught them doing it, both are going to the shrink. Okay? And if here's the point, okay? That I do vote GOP. I'm Republican. Now in Alabama, let's just say a brother and sister have sex, have incest, and the girl gets pregnant. In Alabama, most of the people would say, "Oh, that's a gift from God. We must have that kid." Now I have voted Republican. I'm a I don't know if I'm going to vote Republican next time. Just because of the way that things are going. Honestly, I think that they blew it. But I would take my kid down to the abortion clinic and get that kid aborted so quick. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I can deal with listen, you know how I'm going to deal with it if Solarton and Optimus do it? I'm going to abort the baby by taking the egg away. That's an abortion, right? I'm going to take the egg and I'm probably going to feed it to one of the dogs. Do you find that that's cruel? No, because it's a fucking egg. It's fertilized, but it's an egg. It hasn't been born. There's no way if I had children and they had sex, why they would have sex, I don't fucking know. There's plenty of, you're not on an island, you're in Alabama, right? But how often does this happen? I don't know, but I know that it happens. And I know that it happens that the state with the highest incest rate is not Alabama, it's Alaska. I guess that there's not a lot to do in Alaska and you're, 80 miles from town or something. Your sister starts looking good, you know? I'm sure that there's fathers that do daughters and shit. It's real sick shit. It's sick. It's sick. I remember talking to a friend of mine who's she's was Orthodox, but she left. She was still a Jew, but she's not really full on Jew anymore. But she was talking about how in many cultures the father initiates sex with the daughter, and she was saying a lot of times in the Orthodox community this does happen. I'm sure that it's like the Orthodox Jewish community, the Amish community. I mean, look, it doesn't even have to be that. It can be just the suburbs in Alabama. And in Alabama, they're not gonna. You really think, you person that lives in Alabama, you let's just say hypothetically, you think that a father has sex with their daughter, okay? Or a brother has sex with his sister, and the girl gets pregnant, not the woman, the girl gets pregnant, and you don't think that there should be an abortion. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind? Why would you want to put the kid through that, okay? Why would you want to put a kid through that? And why would you want to put the kid that's alive through that? And then why would you want to have the kid that would be born put through that? Now, I do know somebody, I went to art school with somebody that was a product of incest. This is true. This dude is a fucked up dude. He's a fucking wreck. He's like inherently intelligent. This is the story. It was uh his mom. I shouldn't tell this story. It'll be too. People will be able to figure out who it was. Um, but anyway, so his mom got pregnant from her dad. She had the baby. They took the kid and they put him in an orphanage. And then there was guilt. So the kid was in the orphanage, the guy that I know, until about 4 or 5, and then they went and got the kid and brought the kid home. So how is this dude? The dude's a fucking mess. Um, is that genetics or is it just, he's an inherently intelligent, like I said. Probably has a very high IQ, but there's issues, there's mental issues for sure. Incest is fucked up. It is. As far as the birds go, I did ask my friend Mary, who's a vet. I said, "Well, what's the deal if like they had sex?" And she said, "Well, there would be no abnormalities with first generation. It would take multiple generations with a bird for you to see." But you don't want to do that. I don't. No way. I don't want to incest baby in my house. Like the dude that I know, like can you imagine the fucking guilt and everything, and everybody knew that this kid, they left the damn kid in an orphanage until it was like 4 or 5. And then finally they went and got it. But just because they brought it home doesn't mean that it's going to be any better. I think it's insanity. I think that, honestly, I was talking about my pigeons and now I'm talking about abortion, but I think abortion is a necessary evil. It is. Nobody wants a fucking abortion. They don't. There's nobody that's had an abortion that wants one, okay? A miserable experience. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I don't get it. That's the whole deal, that it seems like in Alabama, what the sticking point is that they don't want a Democrat because a Democrat is going to be, not pro-life. That's the whole deal down there, supposedly. Like they're all pro-life. Well, in every circumstance, you know, you get raped, somebody gets raped, and then you expect them to have the baby, don't you? That seems cruel in itself. It does. It seems fucking cruel. I don't know. I don't understand Alabama. I don't know. Listen, incest happens in every state. That's a fact. It does. Um, Abortions happen in every state, as far as I know, too. I'm sure that there are people that would like to make abortions illegal, which just seems ridiculous. What do you want to take them into the back room again? I am so disappointed in the Republican Party. This is true. So disappointed. You know, I was never a pro-lifer though. I always thought that was. I asked my dad once, who's hardcore Republican. I said, "What about abortion? Like, do you think that that's a good idea or something?" He said, "Well, no, not really." Oh, really? But he would have been the first one that if I would have gotten some broad pregnant at 16, Peter, you better go get an abortion. You better talk this girl into getting an abortion. You know? Well, no, we can't, Dad. She's Catholic. Well, she wasn't that Catholic. See the point? It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There were Solarton, I'm talking to you right now. Solarton's over there right now looking at me. With his sister, that's not really a sister, but his relative. No babies. This'll work. This'll work. Don't understand what I'm saying. No sex in my house. We will have no incest in here, Solarton. Remy, are you talking to Solarton? You better that's your son, as well as it's my son. You better make sure that Solarton knows he can't have sex with Optimus, right? That will not happen. Absolutely not. Okay? I got it under control here. I'd make an awesome dad. If I had 2 human children, I would sit them down and explain to them. You guys can't have sex because you're brother and sister.